Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the At Show. And today we're looking at how to help people with assistive technology. Now, for many years, I've worked in the education sector, helping children with gaining access to tools that enable them to record better or to be able to do their homework or to be able to actually do their teaching and learning. So I started off with that clientele group. And when working with children, it's much more led and you're much more providing a structured approach to how you do that assessment. So today, what I'm really talking about is really assessment. How do we assess people for assistive technology? What methods do we use? And what does work both cost effectively and for the person concerned? I think if I was talking about my work recently with AbilityNet as a county coordinator, as well as my own work in assistive technology, I'm now meeting people of all ages, and therefore my approaches have to change. An adult is liable to have a little bit of history and experience to deal with, as well as a disability or a very strong limitation that is enabling them to do what they need to do. So my job is to make them more able. Now, sometimes this can be a simple matter of just showing them how to do things more effectively, and certainly that can be done by demonstration. But there are cases whereby direct intervention is needed and actually changing things on an operating system. For instance, you might be elderly, you might have macular degeneration, and therefore you need your desktop and your screen working in the way that you can see. So changing the settings in the system, which is possible on all platforms to do, can enable that person to get better access and better results from their work. And then there are certain situations which require more detailed and complex needs that require more thorough problem solving, because that is what an assistive technologist does. He problem solves the situation and finds the best tools for that person to achieve that. And the methods there is working on person's preference. You might prefer to have this piece of technology that enables you to do your work. It could be access to a mainstream package like Office 365 that you need. Or it could be that you want to just answer emails or go on the internet and do some surfing and some shopping. In all of these cases, if you haven't got a means of input, for instance, your hands don't function, or you have an issue with a sensory area such as hearing or sight, then you're going to need assistive technology to help you do that. And in order for blind people to understand what's happening on the screen, they need to have something called a screen reader. The screen readers can be bought as a complete package. They can also be free, as in NVDA. And if you have the ability to see partially, then you might want to use an interface that enlarges everything, something like Dolphin's Guide Connect. All of these solutions actually are possible and achievable. The more problematic solutions come with people's distinct preferences. Oh, I bought a subscription to this software and I really want to use it, even though the screen reader may not be up to the mark with it. But then that is the nature of our job, to work within the constraints of the client's wishes. Because once you've provided a solution, it may not meet the client's needs because it's too expensive. So you might have to look at a cheaper or less powerful version of the software or less powerful solution in order to meet the client's budget requirements. It's all a matter of balances and working out which of the options suit that client better. And so my job is to provide alternatives. Often enough, I write a report, and then in that report, there will be options: a high cost option, a medium cost option, and a low cost option. And then it's left up to the client to decide which one of those options is the better one for them. So there is a variety of different solutions that we can bring to play. Now, I must mention at this point, as we're in COVID-19, the absolute need and paramount need to access people remotely. So I just want to show some remote tools. I won't be able to actually demonstrate how it controls other people's computers because of GDPR, but at least I can show you some of the tools that might actually help you in finding that solution. And so let me share my desktop at this point. I think we'll have it the other way around today. So here I am on my PC, and I'm just thinking of PCs just at this moment in time. So the first tool I'm going to show you is something that's built into Windows 10. It's called Quick Assist, and it is without doubt one of the most easiest tools that I've come across. And so I'll guide you through the process. So there's Quick Assist, and it's that blue screen with a white outline for the screens. I can type it in here because obviously you won't see that when you type into your machine. So when I click on the app, it opens up this little window and it gives you two options. The first option is get assistance. For instance, I might be somebody who's needing that assistive tech input. And so I can then give assistance to another person who might be needing that and they require code. So how do you connect? Well, to assist another person, you just basically click on here and then you will find that you've got an account that you can use, which is Microsoft, because it requires that you will have had it to set up your computer. And then what will appear on the screen is a code. So the next thing that we've got is that we've got to find a client, somebody who's going to accept these numbers, and maybe somebody we're requesting to help. So at the other end, the client types in Quick Assist, and we open the app. And in a few minutes, that will appear. And you can see the numbers here, right in this corner here, which gives us that option. And I've now got the other computer open so I can type in that code. And this is a one-time code, and it has to be agreed by the client or the person you're trying to help. You're then presented on the client's machine the option share screen. That will now go to my machine that you're looking at here on this demonstration, and then you're able to connect up. As you can see, it says connecting. Now there's another step involved, and that involves finding out which of the options you want to do. So we're looking at connecting, and I'm hoping that we're going to get the view control option. It might be because we're on the same call, that's not going to take place, but we'll see. We'll see if it comes about. But you can see that the option would form a connection and that you would be able to actually communicate with another computer that's elsewhere, not in your place or building or wherever that happens to be. Okay, well, this is as far as it's going to let us go. And I will stop now, or will close that. And I will try, I won't pursue that one anymore. So now, what's the other option that we can use? Well, there's another package. It's called Team Viewer. And for this, the other person involved needs to have downloaded TeamViewer on their system. So here we have a remote control, and we have a connection with a changing password. So that changes all the time for each connection that you call out. If I was helping somebody, I'd connect the connect button, and that would allow us to talk. So it's an option that both people need to have this window to see. And that's another way that we can connect, and that will allow me to take over control of the other person's computer. So when I'm working with a client, I actually have that conversation And I sometimes connect with Zoom so that we've got face to face contact and then run their Zoom on their machine and then connect up with my Zoom meeting that I've set up. And then we can dialogue and chat as we're working on that. I have a client who is bedridden and hasn't got use of her hands. And we find that a great way to communicate and help her with her problems using TeamViewer to do all the legwork of going around the computer and sorting out things like emails, shopping lists, and that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of ways that you can help somebody, and particularly in this time of COVID when we can't actually meet face to face. So it's really important that we have these facilities to make this work for people. So that's all I have to say at the moment. I will finish this this YouTube video, and look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.